I want to talk to you about something else that I've discovered. It's what I call the ready for fight or flight response. I discovered this because, as I've told you before, and as you've learned in the previous modules, that we need to really reduce the amount of floor that we're missing because we've lived in constant stress to this point in our life. And so I've been working on that. How have I been working on it? I've been using, it's a free app called Insight Timer. And on the Insight Timer, there are guided meditations. And so I've thought, well, I need to learn how to relax my body, and I need to learn how to train it to not be ready for fight flight all the time. So I started to do meditations. And as I started to do meditations, what I found is that I could get my body super relaxed. And then one of two things would happen. Either I would notice lying in my bed, I usually do this at night or in the middle of the night if I'm not sleeping, headphones in, I'm laying down, head on a pillow on my back. And I would start to notice this like really subtle tension in my neck, my shoulders, and my upper back. I also noticed that when I first started doing relaxation, I would hold my chin like this. Right. So I'd be holding tension in my chin without even being aware of it. So as I practiced this relaxation, I noticed that I could be fully relaxed and then gradually I'd be pulling back into a place of tension. So I'm noticing that. And I also noticed that if I'm able to get myself fully relaxed, I get to a point where I just can't stand it. And it usually, when I started doing this at the beginning, it was maybe about 10 to 15 minutes in where I would just like want to run and scream like the house was on fire. So I either would notice subtle tension where I'm still holding on and not letting go, or I'd let it go and then it'd come back without me aware, or I get to that relaxed state and I just want to scream and fight. So I thought, okay, this is a habit. It's a habit based on not having safety at night during sleeping time. So I'm safe now. Let me start to really learn how to train my body to relax now that I'm safe. And I think it's been, I'm 54, so it's been 52 years of really strong reinforcement that at nighttime, not feeling safe, I wouldn't let myself relax. And I didn't know I was doing this. That's the key. So if you think about yoga class or meditation, or a therapist may have asked you to get in your breath, and then somewhere in that process of learning to relax and get in your body, there's this panic. It's like it's a body response, super panic. We usually then like go, that's it. I don't want any more. I'm going to quit this. And we do. And I've been guilty of that many, many times. But what I've been practicing is staying a minute longer, staying 2 minutes longer. And so now I've gotten myself to where I can do it for about 20 minutes, depending on the day. And sometimes I still have had it and I only do it for a minute or two longer. Sometimes it's only a 5-minute meditation, but it's a practice. And the more we practice and the more we train our body to understand that we're not in danger, the better it gets. So I think that I've already mentioned before that I discovered some research from a neuropsychologist in Scotland who said that in psychotherapy sessions, they noticed that right when they asked somebody to remember something traumatic, they would bring up the memory, start talking about it, and then you could see visually tension in the shoulders, neck, and face. So I went, aha, I'm onto something, right? So what they would do in those psychotherapy sessions is get people to pay attention to it. And when they paid attention to it, they weren't quite as triggered. So they were able to like stay aware stay thinking clearly and actually think through it instead of getting overwhelmed by all of the emotion. I'm going on a different track to the same destination. And it feels good to know that a neuroscientist is actually doing the same work I am in my own body. So, one of the takeaways from this is when you start learning to relax, when you start really asking yourself to do that, and you'll know when it's time, you'll know when you're ready to do that. When you start doing that, ask yourself to do 30 seconds longer than you think you can. Remember, this is a habit, so it's about training. So, I want to tell you what happened last night, okay? Because I think that this is really applicable and something that you can practice too. And then I'm going to talk to you about how the levels of stress applies when we have trauma and we have a consistent habit of being in ready for fight flight. It's like before fight flight, it's being ready. I think most people who've had trauma are either in fight flight or ready for it. And we want to get out of that state and get into a level 3 where we can actually problem solve and continue to heal our triggers.